Can you hear me now, guys? Anybody can hear me now? I'm going to put it this way so I know when this appears. Let me stop the music. Can you hear this now? I put it in a really bad microphone right now. Actually, that's a good idea. Maybe somebody pulled the plug, but it shows me as working. So I'm just checking it. No, plug is in. Plug is in. You can hear me? Okay, I am using just a terrible webcam thing. It happened to me last week when I was talking to somebody and it just came back. So this is Mercury retrograde, people. I hate it. At least you hear me. I know the sound is probably crap, but at least it's better than no sound if you really look at it from that perspective. Okay, well, I'm getting a pen here. So how is everybody? So I heard some exciting news from Kylie. I don't know if she wants to share anything. So, okay, so guys, let's see. I did ask a question for today. Please tell me what you do in your free time. It's so weird because like, I shifted the microphone there now and I'm actually talking here. So let me just go closer. Let me know if the quality deteriorates, but these webcam microphones are not the best. I'm going to put it here on the side. I don't know if I need anything else. So who is here? Ikat is here. Any newbies? Well, we have 4 people. Ha 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 ha. Very slight echo. You know what? Let me turn off the I will close the door of the room. I can't close it entirely because that means the cat would be just crying in front of this. Can't find my headphones, so I'm gonna have to disappear for a while as I feed kitties in my son's room. Mercury retrograde, guys. Anything else happened to you guys? Like, I mean, for me, like I'm still in a big fight with HP. Like, it's 2 months now. Warranty. They are not replacing my laptop, which is like 2021 version. They want to replace it with 2018. So I just told them to F off. And so I don't know, like, honestly, what to do. I might even end up in the court with them. It's not a good prospect, but if I could find a receipt for it, which I can't, oh, that's the bizarre thing. I'll find the receipt. So guys, keep your receipts for computers and big stuff. They probably would give me the money, so that kind of like would be really, really good. So let's see. So we are going to start with Aquarius. And we're also going through full moon in Leo. I posted last night. Maybe I can try to shift it back to my other microphone just for a second, and just to see if maybe got back. It's just maybe got back. So because it's so much different in quality. So let me do that for a second. I'm going to put this way so I know. Actually, I know when auxiliary audio. Did I? I did. I guess you couldn't hear me, so I just went back to the webcam, just trying to see. Yeah, okay, so can you hear me back? Okay, I'll have to figure out what this is. So probably the sound should be back now. So should probably work. Hopefully it will work. Hopefully will work. Okay, we are back to the stupid microphone, but it's going to work. Okay, so I know that my little Yeti is not going to be helpful today. So let's start. This one is the next in line, guys. So you know the rules. Whoever guesses this can ask a question, right? That's kind of like a deal. But the first one doesn't work because it's the birthday sign, and today is Aquarius. So my dear Aquarians, including me, happy birthday. I love being at the end of the sign, because then you keep celebrating every day. I don't know if this is the same thing for the others, or in the beginning it's just kind of like it feels like it's one long kind of like a thing. So let's see. Aquarius is going to be 3 cards, and it is a February, very much February. Well, actually it's not February, it's starting right now all the way until I think it switches on the 19th, so the 20th will be Pisces. So, ooh, let's see. Aquarians that just want to be left alone. Kind of like, look at this. Go away. Let me do whatever I want to do. Kind of like vibes here that they're showing up. There's something else. And here we go. So look at this. 4, 4, and 3. 11, right? So aren't we here kind of like coming up with this? It's some kind of healing process. There's like something that is really, really going on. I'm wondering like if we should just put this a little bit down, so it might be closer for you to see. Since the zoom is like, I have to figure out if I can find a better program. And you, Chris, are really right. Maybe HP has, because they want to send me black one, and I absolutely hated black. I have the Spectre. I absolutely hate that model. It looks really cheap. And it's like I want a blue or silver, and we don't have it. Like, are you kidding me? You're HP kind of a thing. So, all right. So maybe we kind of like have this, create this better so you can see these cards. It sucks that I have to wait another 2 minutes for really seeing a shift of how to keep the camera. Oh, there it is. It's a little bit better. Okay. And now you showed up. Aqua girl, aqua girl, aqua girl. So this is card of leave me alone, I'm bored. This is a card, whew, I dodged this one. And this is a card of, okay, I'll play, kind of a thing. So nothing really big is going to be happening, my dear Aquarians. I can actually draw one more Visconti kind of like card to see what else we can kind of like draw by conclusion. I'm just trying to see, to make it more aligned. You know, like my OCD can actually really, really go bad on this one. Because, okay, let's do Visconti. Just to get one major to see which task would be the best to focus on. It's the birthday, Safi. We are going to see me before my birthday. There's going to be, it's kind of weird, actually this month I have to figure out because we have holidays. Anyway, let's finish the Aquarius first. I'm all over the place. Like whenever something doesn't work, it just throws me off. And this is like Temperance. Like honestly, I always see this card as our card, as Aquarian card as well. Hey, Kalo, isn't this kind of like similar? Of course, there are no stars, but never mind. It's like kind of like these jugs. And to me, the jugs are more potent a symbol of Aquarian people than anything else, because it shows pouring the knowledge. And like you kind of like really talk about the process. It's not about what is contained. It's not about what we already have. It's about, you know, process of the flow and transfer of this knowledge. And this is like about the humanity. When we really talk about temperance, and this one is really weird. These look like mountains, but I don't know if this is like the angle or something. Like, don't you love the socks over here? It just looks like she's on some kind of like edge over here, which is really interesting. And I don't know if you can see it. They're like lotus flowers over here, and this should be probably mountains because these guys here look like trees. Keep in mind, this is like one of those first tarot. It's kind of like published, and I mean love kind of a thing. Very much like fairy tales. In fairy tales, they were actually gruesome. Initially, we kind of like sanitized them and pacify them for the common use, but it was like, I'm going to cut your fingers off if you are kind of like behaving badly, just like in the Cinderella kind of a thing story, right? To me, what is really sticking out here, and I don't know, guys, you are like really good, already spiritually being with me for such a long time, isn't this little string around her waist, kind of like really interesting, and they're like actually two folds. One is under her breast, and one is like, I think the, and this is like where the string is. So it is like not necessarily a cutoff, but something has to be held, I think. Also, another thing that is really striking me here, let me just try to get some pointer of some kind, is like this kind of like flowing. It's like, I know this is her dress, but it's almost like, if you really imagine, this could be seen as a flow. That is going to be certain kind of like, what I'm getting out of it, that we will have parts of our journey through our signs, that we will have to trust the process, that we will have to trust that everything good is going to happen, that we'll have to be patient, right? So that's basically the temperance kind of like going. So audio is messing up again. Like, any better? Is any better, guys? I can close the door again that Safi opened. Okay, is it better now? No louder? So you want me to put it down a little bit? How is it now? Okay, impossible for me to close the door because cat is coming in and out. Okay, guys, tell me if this is cool to continue. Okay. From my left channel, I don't have left and right. This is literally like the camera, where is how you see the camera falling down. Okay. I did put, you know what? That's what I will do. I will put, okay. How is this? I did unplug the mic. I'm going, and I plugged it back while I was doing that. It's fixed? It's better? Okay. I turned the volume entirely down on my computer, so maybe that was kind of like that feedback coming through. My apologies, like I really didn't work with microphone from camera like in 4 years. Okay. Whew, Aquarians, sorry, but this is exactly what's going to be happening. Like I told you many, many times, not you, but just to everybody else, that you cannot just read the cards. You have to read everything that is happening at this time, right? Sometimes you get a message, sometimes you don't get a message. If you don't get a message, this is because you still need to process it of some sort, or like you're not looking in a good direction, but the message is always there. I honestly, like, I mean, when I look back, I have a few people who actually read for me. And like at the time, like, I mean, it was like I, for example, wanted a job, and it was saying, it was kind of like not giving like really definite answers, like, okay, it has to be yes or no. So it was yes, but when I would ask specifically if I'm working at this job, it would say no. So what the heck could happen? So that means they could offer me a job and I can reject it, etc., etc. And I was like, I don't see this. I really want it. Like, if kind of like was given to me. So maybe something falls through in references. Like, you're thinking about it, right? And then, of course, things happen. Like, I mean, something, they really messed up in references, but not that I failed, but I didn't like how they did it, so I rejected it. And I said, like, you guys cannot really behave this way, asking inappropriate questions, for example, right? and kind of like you go back and you say, holy moly, really, the answer was there. It's just like it's the time of how you really need to read it, right? So here you go. Aquarians, it's going to be just like that. Lots of interruptions. Things will need to be fine-tuned. You'll have to find a solution just like this. Okay, where is this like high pitch? Like maybe somebody is going to rub you the wrong way. Maybe you're going to rub somebody the wrong way. It's going to be that disturbance somewhere. And this is like now getting clear to me what this really means. Overall, it really tells me R&R is in order. You have to do lots of rest, lots of relaxation. Very important. Some healing has to take place. And I think, Kylie, you do have Aquarius in your makeup, I think, right? And like that is probably why here I see this healing. It's like kind of like that moment. But it almost like feels like after a massage, the massage is very pleasurable, but after a massage you start feeling in pain for a couple of days if lactic acid, well, that's a theory, if lactic acid has been released. So you kind of like need kind of like pull yourself together. So also, guys, this might be connecting to Sagittarians for some reason, one or the other, and so it's important. It could also have a hint of Aries. I don't know like why, but like also 11 in horoscopes also represent our sign. So it is all good. I would say here, nothing really to worry. Okay, my ladies and my gentlemen, who is guessing which sign is the next? Who is guessing which one is this one, right? Let me see. Okay, let me try mine. I am as good as this one as you are. Kind of like cannot see through the paper. This is ESP, but I don't know. If I have to guess, let me go with Pisces. What are your guesses? Leo. Okay. Leo. Anybody else, guys? Barbie's Leo. You have everybody's betting on a Leo. Anybody's betting on anything else? Safi, which sign do you want? There is no birdie. We don't have a birdie sound. There is no birdie sign. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Taurus. Anybody else? Lorna, you're like me, Pisces. Huh, Safi? Anything else? No? No birdie sign. Okay, Libra. That's it, you guys. You had your chance. It's Taurus. Kelsey, bravo. Congratulations. So we are going to start with Kelsey's card for Kelsey. Let me just see which card I wanna, which deck I wanna pick for you. Safi, stop destroying. Oh God, this cat is causing me such huge damage. Safi, stop it. Hey, stop. I have a screen on a window, and she's like just plucking, like sharpening her claws on the screen. How about you come out? Are you stuck? There you go. Just give me a second, guys. Here. I removed this damn screen so she can not create this anymore. Like everything is going off the rails today. It's just like so freaking bizarre. So I have to start giggling about it. So first of all, Kelsey, you get first. Cards for Kelsey. Cards for Kelsey. This one wants to come. Oh my God, Kelsey, what's going on? Is somebody kind of like, you need to, there is like going to some kind of stop of some sort. You're going to be very sad. Like this is like, I'm so sorry to say about this, but somebody's doing something behind your back, something that you're not going to love it. Like, I mean, honestly, like I just pulled the second card to see if I can soothe the first one, but it just even got worse. And it's also making 13, Death card, which is telling me something has to come to an end. It's Swords. So it is like word related. It is like, it's like action would be wands, but this is words. Like somebody's words, but almost like looks like somebody's speaking that words behind your back. So now, when it's minor arcana, meaning you can change it, meaning you have this power. So Now that you do know, you can actually maybe figure out what this is all about and kind of like deal with that appropriately. Sorry to be the bringer of kind of like not so great news, but you know, at least we know that you can expect something like that. So be very, very careful. And this is also Mercury retrograde. They probably think they might not be found out, but because of Mercury retrograde, everything comes out in the open. Okay, so Taurus. Let's see your Taurus. Did I put here something for you? Let's see the timestamp. Taurus. I'm really worried about a bunch of things right now. Love. It doesn't have to be love. Something has to stop and something has to restart. Something has to stop, something has to restart. So maybe some service is going to be cut off, but it's going to be restart. So just you have to figure out which is the biggest liability and pay attention over there. So the good news, it was upright, both of them. So it's kind of like being in the bottom and going up. So that's kind of like how it really, really works. Okay. So Taurus, you have Six of Swords. This one also wants to come out, the Magician. So the Taurus is very much into proactive mode. Who do we have here as a Taurus? Chris is, I think, Taurus ascendant. Are you guys getting a flavor what the month is going to look like? Ugh. Okay. So six is buried in here. It's a 7. So 6 and 1, 7. 14, 5. So Taurus, you're going to have a little bit of a playful nature, but what can go wrong when you have excessive fire, because this is more Mars, right, and air that goes out of proportion, right? So that's kind of like when you see it flying all over. So something might happen that you really want to shelter yourself. You already know, you're Taurus. Taurus has this ability of sniffing things out. Like yesterday, I had a cleaning lady here, and she's like, awesome. It's like, you would not believe how my house now looks, because Ritz-Carlton for 20 years trained her like unbelievable good habits. So she said, it's unbelievable. Your cat, Matrix, doesn't move off the bed even when I'm there with the vacuum. She was even vacuuming the bed, and Mr. Matrix didn't want to move. But it was really interesting because that's Matrix the Taurus, and that's what I'm telling you this. Kind of like his comfort was very, very important. So he felt everything else is an intrusion, and he has to kind of like deal with this internally. So that is really, really important over here. So we have here like some tone of you processing something deeply inside, mostly on your own. Like there's like a flavor of a 7. 7 is analytical. You're drawing conclusions, but be very careful. You know, with these drawing conclusions, could be your conclusion, could be right. It doesn't have to be right. This card is always to me bridge over troubled waters, and like look at that. Like this look here is not a look of enthusiasm, if you know what I mean. But this is the look of awe. Like anything that is happening, it's a new world. I'm seeing kind of like new things. So there is somebody who is willing to help you. So there is going to be turbulence. We do not know if it ends successfully. From this card, we do know it ends successfully, because you meet somebody. You meet a person who's mostly air, or is acting like air. So what means acting like air? Somebody who is a wordsmith, somebody who can turn things around. So hence this could be a lawyer, right, of a sort. It's the Magician. He has all the tools, and somebody who can help the situation. But even though it looks everything is working well, this gets turned around, because I think this whole influence, even though I think the Mercury retrograde ends, is it around the 4th or something like that? I know that there is something at my company that I'm targeting for after that, and everybody was laughing to my Mercury retrograde. I said, you will just see how many issues we will have now during the beta testing. So when we get there, it's going to be different. So this is really right now telling me that is going to be need for some serious adjustment. And can you see this card? It is rendered differently. Check this out. Can you see this like celestial hook over here? Can you see it? Cords, extra cords. The celestial hook tells me that Not even a king is spared, even though the kitty maybe thinks she's a king. Another thing that is really interesting in this card is like that combination of the flow, which we see it in the clouds, which will be the water, and the water, which will be the water. We see the darkness. There's nothing else happening other than seeing this like lightning bolt. But what is really striking to me is like, I don't know if you can see the same thing, is look at this. Look at this jaggedy kind of like triangular sharp edges over here. So something that just like was, I guess, feeling wrong, you know, like when people point the knife at you, like even if it's just in conversation, it feels weird, right? That's one of those feng shui things, the don't point sharp objects at me kind of a thing, right? So something is going to hit and you're going to think, I'm done with it, I settled, I worked on it, and it's going to be like, poof. It's not going to be fun. So Taurus, you really need to prepare yourself for the Tower. But Tower is actually a good card. I was just watching some series and I'm just trying to think, it's a French, I think. It's called Mythomaniac. And they're not that great. Like as they're going along, they're like going downhill. But they have a tarot reader over there and she's like very much into almost like druid like level kind of a thing. So Tower really means it's a really good thing. And why is it a good thing? It's a good thing that kind of like raises from the ashes. And it raises from the ashes because something was unsustainable. Something was going on, and it couldn't come to any kind of a conclusion. And it almost like looks like you guys, you need to ask yourself, where am I forcing things? And why was I forcing things? Because the Tower just says, okay, you're going to start all over again. You need to restart, and that restart is going to bring you whatever you need to get. Okay, guys, you're going on the next sign. Okay, let's go for the next round. What are you guessing? What are your guesses? What are your guesses? What are your guesses? Okay, found one, found one, found one, found one. And let's see what you guys are saying. In the meantime, who is saying what? Cancer. I'm not going to guess it because I'm not going to do the reading for myself. So I'm going to just let you. Come on, guys. Kelsey, let's go. Let's give it a try. Ikat, Lorna, where are you guys? Where are your guesses? Safi, what is your guess? Birdie again? Really? What's up? What's up? I created a little kind of like porch over here for her so she can kind of like check the birds outside. So this is a big thing. Okay, we don't have any other guesses. We only have a Cancer guess. Oh my gosh, it was so... Okay, Ikat, you actually guessed before I opened it. So I am counting this as a guess because I know there is. We have actually more. Look at this, guys. You're on the freaking roll. We have Ikat and Kylie. Yay! Birdie is a birdie. Okay, so let's go with this one first. Ikat, let's see the cards for you. That's it. Ooh, they're like treated. Oh my gosh, look at it. This is like following us. So, swords and wands. So it's again combination of the things that is really happening here. First of all, this 5 of swords and 3 of swords, so 18. It's some situation that is like creating lots of distrust of some sort. And keep in mind, guys, we are going through Aquarian transition. Aquarius is all about trust and about feeling unity or lack of it, and kind of like patching the weakest links kind of a thing. This is not so much about patching. This is like about winning at any cost. And it's called Pyrrhic victory. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this properly in English, but if you can see, this person is like crying heavily, and this one clearly is resigned to the destiny of needing to kind of like really give their swords. But there are only 2 of them because there were other 3 as well. What I really don't like, sure, in every war there is like a win, there is a lose, right? And this is like really contrary to what Aquarians, and we are dealing and reading for this kind of like term, need to accomplish. Like, look at this smug freaking face. Don't you want to kind of like punch him in the face? It's like not only that somebody just like takes everything away from you, but they are like also laughing in your face about it. It just feels just horrible, right? So there is like some emotional healing, or maybe even recovery. You need to pull all of these swords out, and this is good, which means you're probably getting angry. You're trying to find a way out. It's kind of like hard. It is hard. You really don't know where you're heading, but you're really determined to get better. So 10 is a culmination. It's kind of like good in that way. What is not good about this card is like this is not the way to carry those sticks, right? So you need to figure out what is more important than the others. Pick one or two things that you really want to deal with and kind of like run with this, because otherwise you're just going to collapse in everything and also exhaust yourself, which is not fun at all, right? Oh, it's freaking me out. Sorry. Like, I hope that helped. So let's see. Kylie, right? You got it too. Did you not? Yeah, Leo. You're getting Queen of Cups. You're getting Ace of Swords. Oh my God, these cards are just flying. And getting the Empress. So Madame, Queen, this can be all you. This can be all different facets of you, or it could be that you'll have people around you who are very nurturing, who are pushing you and propelling you forward. This is Karma card. You are kind of like moved in that direction. You are going in that direction, right? So Queen of Cups is not the one who is going to give you advice, right? She is the one who is going to feed you, who is going to give you shoulder to cry, who is going to make you feel like you're a little baby who now has to fall asleep and everything will be fine, right? And then kind of like you wake up out of it and you say, no, 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 I have to keep going. I have to keep moving. But then you're somehow refining that nurturing. And I think you are becoming this Empress. Maybe you're integrating lessons of everything learned. The Empress is like firmly sitting on her throne. So she has her kids. She knows who she is. She's comfortable with her femininity. And she's comfortable basically where she is. It's a Venus principle here as well. So just like this is telling you, moving forward and Victor will go through softness. And that's kind of like the best way to move forward. So very, very good. Ikat, yes, it's absolutely going in the right direction. So that's good. So who did I pick? I picked, was it Leo? Leo. So let's put the stamp on Leo here. Let's put your thingy first. And go back. Leo. Okay. So my dear Leo, it's kind of interesting. I really want to see what is going on because Leo is on the same axis as Aquarius and their reading should be actually very similar. So given that, cool Kylie, given that Aquarians were all about, hey, you know, take it easy, be patient. Let me see what's going to, oh, isn't this, that was not for Aquarius. That was for who? There it is, Leo, your card is coming through. I actually like Sun reversed even better. And that's maybe for me because I kind of like have an issue with heat, excessive heat. So, look, we have 11 here as well, kind of like emerging. So it's very similar, as I said. You are also kind of like traveling. You are also trying to find some answers. You're trying to find some solutions. You are going in a new direction. You're actually really feeling good about that. And almost like looks to me that this new direction feels like it's kind of like against the societal principles. If you wish, to me, this card is like so strong. I meditated so much on this card, right? It's kind of like really interesting. We do have 5 symbols here. So whatever this one is, be my guest. So actually, wait a minute. No, these are swords, wands, cups, and this. And I guess this is their window, even though it looks to me like a big, big cup. Interestingly enough, 5 of Pentacles is maybe dealing with earthy things, how to go about it versus how I feel about it, right? And to me, it's always striking that these two creatures shown are not doing well, but they have each other. And having each other is so much more than many of us have, right? And it's like always so touching. It's like so heartwarming, right? That really, really kind of like happens, right? So to me, this tells me that that maybe there is a barrier of some sort. This is so clearly showing up because it's also the barrier in this card. Many people don't notice, but actually this card always has the wall, right? Because it's not unlimited, right? Because the sun is like where entire kind of like specter revolves around the sun. It's the masculine principle, but here it's not strict masculine. It's kind of like more softer over here, and there is like this principle of kind of like figuring out in which direction to go and how to go about it with these sunflowers. It is really, really important, right? But the wall is really determining that we cannot go indefinitely, that we need to have some kind of limits. When the sun reverses, to me, it's actually even better because then this wall can actually create shadows, right? So it's not from the above, it's from the side. So somewhere it's going to be a shadow. A shadow means you can find refuge of a sort. You're not necessarily exposed. Right now I live under the sun line over here, meaning Jupiter and sun line, like, which is great, much better than Mars, where I was before. But this means that anything I do is going to become public, may become public. So I literally need to kind of like really watch my actions. For you, it's almost the opposite. You are going against this public opinion, and that's why the shade is actually allowing you to do so. I don't know, what is this all about, Leo? You tell me, but let's say if it's in a relationship, you don't want it other people to know about it, or you don't want to marry, or maybe traditionally you should marry, your family pushes like you don't want to, or somebody doesn't want to, or this can talk about a job that you'll be sticking your neck out on the limb and you'll just be there, you and maybe another person. So it kind of has a flavor, but you definitely have somebody who is there with you, but that somebody also needs your support, also needs your help. So that is kind of like something to process over here. So guys, what is the next? What's the next? What is going to be the next that I pick up? Or I can pick it up, and then let me just remove this, Leo, over here. So it's kind of similar to Aquarius. You also need to be patient, and you might have some kind of like betrayal because you didn't go through, I don't know, the proper channels, if you wish. Hello, Safi girl. You still waiting for the birdie? Really? Okay, so now I have two that I really want to go. So I'm going to take one out now. Hoppy, come on, Hoppy, you can jump. Jesus, a cat doesn't want to jump this much. Are you kidding me? Scorpio, sorry. I maybe rushed it, but we have a Scorpio next. Really interesting. We have, like, this is the third fixed sign already coming through. Four. We had Taurus, we had Leo. Oh my goodness. So what does that tell you guys? We have 4 fixed signs that are rushing through. We kind of like opened with 4 fixed signs. Does this not tell you that we will right now deal with some kind of like new foundation? Something new is opening. We are going in a new direction, because now what this translates in tarot, it translates into the Wheel of Fortune and World card, which means something is going to be really actually well for us. I was just explaining in somebody's reading yesterday, and let me just put a timestamp over here, that just before there is accomplishment of something, we just need to really quickly tidy up everything and clear everything. So just because we are pushing toward like some kind of like accomplishment, that means we still might have some kind of turbulence. So let's see what is Scorpio all about here. What do we get? Scorpio. We have 8 of Swords. That's the blindfold card. Only another one is like 2 of Swords. We have Ten of Wands. Poor kitty. Poor kitty. And there we go. Did I not talk about the world, guys? You just cannot cheat tarot. So 18 and 21. So 18 is a 9, flavor of 9. So that means this card stays and stays very, very strongly, right? So North Node, Kylie says, North shifts are powerful, going to be a year of balance and justice. But this is just talking about going in a new round. This is talking about going in a new round. This is Scorpio telling me that you are sort of hesitant, and maybe has been some kind of like hanky-panky. Maybe you're dealing or dating somebody who is unavailable. Unavailable, I mean, they might want to appear to be available to you, but they have a girlfriend, they have wife, they have a job, they have something that is in a way that this is not going to work in the long term. Maybe you're not looking into that, and that's why this card is always asking you to remove the blindfold and face your enemies. You need to face your enemies. You need to face your fears. Your enemies are your fears, right? And once when you do face them, and maybe even run them through in your head, it could be a really cruel game that you're putting on yourself, but they might just vanish as a result, because you will just see the worst possible scenarios and maybe will be better equipped to deal with them, right? Then once again showed up. So here is the kitty that somebody clearly tied the bundle on the kitty's back. So this bundle to me always talks about secrets, and just like this card talks about secrets and talks about somebody maybe even threatening you, or you feel threatened, or you feel that you cannot get somewhere. With this card, people vanish, people disappear, they're not returning your phone calls, kind of a thing. And this is kind of like, I think, carried by you as a really heavy burden. Like, so 10 and 18, 10 and 8 comes to 18, which is Moon card in tarot. Moon always talks about intrigues and drama and jealousy, and it's really interesting that the two very not water cards are comprising that kind of like flavor. So there's like something underlining there. It's like some kind of like a story that is working its way through, and it's becoming unachievable. It's becoming unsustainable for some reason. Maybe you're telling yourself something and it's just like not there. So this can talk about discrepancy between self-image and how other people see you. Maybe somebody gave you the bad words and you just brushed it off. But maybe something is coming back to you to kind of like see the inside of it. So just think about it. In any case, this is like, there is the birdie. So she the hell knows. The birdie was Aquarius. Look at that. So she totally knew what she's talking about. Safi, I mean. So this is at that moment, guys. There's a success of this. You're kind of letting something go. You're successfully achieving something. You're rebalancing kind of like some attitudes. You are getting to exact point where you really want to be. So maybe this is you creating all these intrigues. Maybe you are spicing things up to go along the paths. It's all possible. The world is a karma card, which means it's going to be happening for you rather sooner than later. So even though this says about 18 days, because they're wands and swords, this actually can really happen as soon as 18 hours. So just keep this in mind. So Chris, he's going to meet a new Scorpio tomorrow. I'm completely available. Okay, so it could be your Scorpio that maybe needs some kind of like a games. Scorpios like a good logical challenge. I think they're really good in, like in those detective murder mystery. And I watched last night Agatha Christie. I'm just trying to remember what it was. You can never go wrong watching anything or reading anything from her. It was kind of like my thing. All right. What is this? What is this? Who is going to... Aren't we still in the shadow of the wolf moon? No, I think, was it a wolf moon? I thought this is, no, I think this is a Leo full moon that we are going through right now. I might be wrong, because there will be 2 full moons in Leo during the Aquarius transit. So please look it up for me if you can. Okay, so Barbie's saying Libra, Ikat is going with it. Any other takers? Any other takers? Okay, I'll help you. I'm going to. I don't know if this is helping you, but it might be ending on A. One more chance. I'll give you another 50 seconds. I'm opening. Aries. Oh, it's not ending on A. It's beginning with A. So see, I cheated. So hello back. So creative guru, we just finished Scorpio. If you want to roll it back to 4830, you can see it. So Aries. Okay, so it's kind of like everything going in order over here. So first pick signs, and then let's go with the start of the horoscope. So nobody guessed Aries. I am just moving forward. Okay, so what are we moving forward with? We are moving with, oh my gosh, we are moving with Page of Cups. This is almost like Ace of Cups and Ace of Pentacles, and this one wants to come. You guys, you're going to bask in love, and that is like something is meant to be. It's not only romantically kind of like there. It's not kind of like a fire. It's not kind of like whirlwind kind of a thing. It is just right. It just like feels the right amount. It's like not excessive. And I absolutely love the combination, because the Ace of Pentacles means you can build from there, and you can build your home. You can build your fort. You can build who you are. You can see yourself in it. And you can really feel that not only you belong, but everything that kind of like makes sense. So this is absolutely adorable reading, and it's also adding to 6 if you really want to look at it, or even 5. And 5 talks about the playfulness and expression, and 6 talks about finding that home and that warm hug. Oh, I still have a Scorpio. Thank you for letting me know. I didn't move it to Aries. For anybody else, thank you so much for. Yes, we did the birdie reading already. We did the birdie reading. Now you put a little furry butt in my thing. Okay, so this is, guys, I don't really want to even take the like a major arcana card to know more, because I just really like to enjoy. These are like the small things in life, kind of like don't sweat the kind of small stuff, but in your case it's like you're going to enjoy the small stuff. So how about that? We can have the books that are actually positively driven, strength driven, versus continuously making us fear something. Isn't this kind of like getting tiring for everyone? Okay, so I'm going to take this one out, and I'm going to remove now this fluffy Aries while you guys can guess which one this is. Okay, anybody? I'm going to have a sip of coffee while I get your guesses here. Okay. What do you think this is? Crazy cat lady meowing back to Safi. Meow, meow. You should see how when I sneeze, she doesn't like that. Check this out. She always gets very, very concerned. Yeah, mommy sneezing. Yeah, you want to take a check on me? Isn't this lovely? Isn't this adorable how she kind of like makes sure that I'm okay? It's kind of like sneezing and coughing. Always kind of get that. So Sagittarius, we have Capricorn or Pisces. Oh, come on. You cannot have to pick one kind of a thing. And Saggy, yes, I'm so sorry to disturb from your bird watch. I just wanted to show how nice girl you are. The best. Okay, I'm going to open this, and it could be long. It looks like it's long. Lots of letters. And we read this one, and nobody could guess it, so it still stays. I am going to... Tiger got in shit this morning. I opened the door to feed the birdies, and he ran across the street because the guy was in his garage and he had this hair on his back standing up like this, barking at him. So I'm still in my jammies, but I was in my jammies in short sleeves. It's minus 33 outside. I don't know, guys, how much this translates into Fahrenheit, but it translates to it's very, very cold, like I'm in North Pole cold. So there I am in a short sleeve t-shirt and in slippers walking across the street to get a barking dog as a neighbor. Good thing he didn't bite him. So there we go. Somebody did say Virgo. Chris said Virgo. Hello, Chrissy. Congratulations. So let's check it. Let's get Chris first. Chris, the read. You're getting 9 of Wands. This one wants to come out. Judgment reversed. Truth might not be told of some sort over here, guys. So very important to absorb. Huh. Keep in mind this is a Pluto. This might be your Scorpio. Maybe you're going to see, I'm just talking about this date, but this can be in general, right? Just because you mentioned a date. So this can talk about a fight or kind of like feeling embattled and feeling, oh my gosh, how much longer I have to push myself through it. It's also kind of like reaching some kind of like finality. But at the same time, it's a positivity in this card because this seasoned warrior is deciding to move forward, right? But there is like some kind of like encountering somebody who appears alluring, but something is maybe happening very fast. Like this is really interesting combination. But maybe this is why you're taking a step back. The Judgment reversed really talks about there could be a karmic relationship, which means it's immediate attraction. But it's also going to feel weird because when Judgment reverses, generally talks about somebody not fully disclosing, kind of like it's normal in the beginning of a relationship. You don't go out and tell about all your words, kind of a thing. But this is a biggie. This is not a small thing. And something needs to be said. So try to fish out what it is. But it looks to me like you're not going to bother. You're going to say, off I go. I need to find like what really works for me of some sort. Because that's the card of 8 is card of fulfillment. 8 is like, look, I really cannot pinpoint a finger what's wrong, but I know that I'm missing something. That's kind of like one of the weird things, like, you know, when you go out and people say, no, it's not you, it's me. That's truly, this is what the card says. So, hey, let's hope this kind of like helps you in your journey. So the next one is Virgo, and that's Knitting Yogi. Did she join us at this stage? She should be joining us any moment. Such a good timing for her. Let's put a Virgo sign. Thanks, Barbie, for reminding me. And let's do the Virgos. Virgo. We have 7 of Cups. Oh no, I cannot have 25 cards. Oh, look, we have here also 9 of Wands. And we have the King of Pentacles. So Virgo, what is happening is it's also going to be some kind of like turbulence over here. I was hoping Capricorn to follow Scorpio for you, Chris. This is really interesting here. So it's 16, right? That's the Tower card, and Tower card is ruled with Aries. It's really talking about things need to be rebuilt to be better. So there is a little bit of that there as well. It's really telling me that you had your dreams of a sort, and maybe you put too much on your plate, and this just became a battle as a result. And when did I put a Virgo? Yeah, I did. And when it becomes a bottle, right, like you're like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into, kind of a thing, right? So something was not planned like in details as it usually kind of like really is. So this is kind of like where I see things happening. So, but this is again, just like I was telling Chris, if you guys didn't hear my reading for Chris, it's just like scrolling down a little bit. I don't know where. Oh, I didn't even put the timestamp for you over here. Good thing I did look. So maybe roll down on 55 minutes or 57 minutes, and you're going to kind of like see it from there. So what I see here is that you're going to it's kind of really interesting. It's almost like the same kitty. So here I'm relaxing, but here I'm like feeling a little bit malnourished. Maybe you neglected yourself in the process, but oh my gosh, like he looks very determined. Like, no, I know what I want, and I want what is behind this door, and I'm going to wait until I get it. And this is kind of like really prominent in that Mars principle, that maybe you're well aware of that certain things are maybe not going to happen, but there's like a decision. You're going to pinpoint on one direction, and you're going to make sure that you go in this direction, and you're going to succeed. You're going to succeed big. And King of Pentacles is like enjoying the bounty, fulfillment of your wishes, fulfillment of desires, especially if there was a financial kind of like request behind it, or it's related to career. The king of, especially if the career, it could be self-employment, or banking, or real estate, or jewelry, wine, anything that earth is really specific for, kind of a thing. This actually like denotes a big, big, big success. And I really like how they put him here on this, like, well, it's not a tombstone, it's like just simply a pedestal, his throne, which is this big chunk of stone, a marble, I would say, which is like so heavy, so you can kind of like feel the presence. And I really like the castle in the backyard, except I don't like the grapes, because I believe that all cats, just like dogs, really cannot enjoy grapes. But you know what grapes mean. This is simply resveratrol, and resveratrol is basically extending your life, because it's boosting your immune system, I think. It's really interesting. I was just actually thinking about this topic a while, because I read the book of this guy who is claiming that certain plants, especially with these bright colors, are actually telling us not to approach, which is contrary to what you were told. It is like they're like super veggies, like with the extra colors. But then resveratrol is made out of like those basically heavy duty kind of like pigments, and it would make sense because it does actually boost us back. So it's almost like a vaccine that really talks about it. Okay, so Barbie has spoken. We are doing doors right now, so which means I'm going to close this for a while. So guys, please do ask yourself a question. Where is this? Oh, did I remove this? Okay, I'm just going to put this generic one for now. I don't know where's the other one. And I'm going to shuffle 4 doors. Okay, I am done. Do you guys want a left door? Do you want a right door? Do you want the one in the center? Let me just put the timestamp here. 07. And let's remove this so you can see what I see, so there is no more mystery here happening. Actually, you're seeing the wrong decks. Here we go. And let's see what we have over here. If you guys picked left door here, so the answer for you is going to be, oops, 8 of Swords. You will be experiencing a whole bunch of blockages. You are going to, your fears are going to be triggered. So somebody is working on your psyche. And this really tells me, this is like really internal card. You need to memorize this. Like this links back to Strength card. And this is challenging your inner strength. Are you going to believe somebody else's opinion of you? Or are you going to believe your own? So this card tells me that you really need to remove the blindfold, and you really need to kind of like start thinking for yourself about some situation and face your enemies, face the situation, what is going on, as this is the only way moving forward. So you just need to get the strength, even if you hear no, to definitely ask. So somebody rejects you for a job, for example, then you have to ask them, please give me a feedback, as it's going to be helpful in my professional growth of a sort, right? If you ask for door number 2, you're getting Temperance Reverse, which really talks about huge imbalance. There's like something going on that you need to address. So that means it's not necessarily doable at this stage. Maybe you're even asking for a situation that is really, really hard to resolve, right? Because Temperance is technically an angel who can mix, water and oil, who can mix fire and water. And for that, you really like have to have like this, like, eye of the needle kind of like moments. And so this tells me that the question that you have asked is very unlikely to happen anyway. So depending on your patience, because Temperance also talks about the patience, maybe it's simply going to be the matter of impatience, or it's going to be, hey, I don't have the lifetime to kind of like wait. And so kind of like be careful, because it's going to be a combination of the things like that happening over here. And let's see the door number 3. You look, such negative readings today. Page of Wands. So somebody's overly enthusiastic about this. This is like clearly, guys, a no. And it's a no because you might overdo stuff. Like you might push somebody away. You might be sending too many texts. You might be making too many phone calls. Somebody might feel really like pushed kind of like in a bad direction. So be very, very careful. And it's interesting that this card is hiding right underneath 6 of Pentacles, which talks about the balance. So you really need to ask yourself if there is a balance between somebody else. There's somebody else who might be younger than you, who might be your child, with whom you might be kind of like dealing on more or less some kind of like action level, kind of like it's always, oh, I did this for you, you did this for me. And it could be kind of like just coming to some kind of like conflicty situation about that. So that's kind of like what it is. I'm just trying to see how many of these cards can be really negative in the deck. Is it time to reset the deck and do it? Sorry, Barbie. Sorry, Barbie girl, but you'll probably have the ability to actually ask your own questions at some point. Okay, so we are getting better. So it's going to be easier and easier to guess at this stage. So I'll be not drawing 3 or 2 cards. I'll be just drawing 1 at this stage if you guess. So let me see. Oh, let's go with this one. Which card do you think this is? Which sign do you think this is? Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Barbie's guessing Libra. That would be my guess too. Who else is guessing? I'll give you to look. Who else is guessing? Nobody? We just have Libra. Libra 1 time. Libra 2nd time. Libra 3rd time. Bravo! Bravo us! Yay! Yay! Yay, yay, yay! Okay, so let's go with Barbie. Did I not tell you you're going to have your own question? My little nose. Okay, Barbie. Let's see what I get here for Barbie. Barbie. Just because I said you get your questions, I'm going to draw more cards for you. Oh my God. I didn't think that many, but I'll put them and I'll just give you a quick scoop of this. Oh my gosh, Barbie. First of all, the life is complicated for you at this moment. It almost like feels like you want to kind of like go and do certain things and then it's a battle. It just like it feels like, how in the world did I get myself in this mess? Like you figure that everything that you're doing, you're setting your goals, you are like putting the parameters, there's this proverbial line in the sand, but somehow you don't feel like you're getting benefits. It's almost like it's always that you need to do your work and it's like never kind of like arriving it back, right? But having said that, you might be dealing with somebody again who is in and out of your life, and maybe this is like disturbing you. Maybe there's a distress. Maybe you feel like, oh my gosh, certain things are not going to come true, and it almost like feels like each and every time you need to crack a whip. It could be somebody younger, or it could be just your kids that kind of like bring you lots of joy. But this could be also Mercury retrograde. If somebody was exited your life, which is possibility here, they will be re-entering your life. Be careful, because nothing will be changing, which means the cycle will continue, because the Hangman is reversed. The Hangman means Hangman reversed means somebody needs to really realize that certain sacrifice needs to happen when we kind of form any kind of relationship with other people, because to expect that somebody's like 100% like us, it's just not possible. So that's kind of like not happening. Hi, Eating Yogi, welcome back. We did have Virgo, and we have a special Chris tune-in for Virgo. So hopefully this happens, Barbie. Hopefully this is kind of like giving you some idea about it. So somebody needs to make some sacrifices willingly in order for things to actually start moving forward. Virgo is at, and this was my guess, 1 hour, 2.5 minutes, and it is like really guess. So let's do the shuffle for the next, and let's put Libra on. So Barbie, you're getting a double whammy because A, you got your own reading, B, you are Libra. So let's do that. Put a stamp. Of course I didn't. So let's do that. Librans. Libra. Ooh, 9 of Swords. Something is bothering you. You're trying to find a solution of a sort, but that solution, look at that. Guys, look at that. Like, she's getting the 6 of Cups again and 4 of Cups. This is very confusing. I guess I'll have to get a major from Visconti for you guys as well, just to get more clarity. So this is kind of like telling me that you are trying to kind of like figure something out. You're trying to expose something, even if this means getting a resolve for something, some project or some idea of yours. This can be something really emotional. It could be considering somebody from the past. It could be your children. It could be anything that is quote unquote kind of like your inheritance or heritage, right? So that's why your kids, money, but generally it's like a cup, so money might not be as important. But this is really telling me that there is a principle of somebody's really driving you nuts. 9 of Swords, I called wash machine brain. It's just like it goes on and on and on. And this could be like those panic attacks, and this can actually refer to you're driven nuts, you're frustrated, the direction is like always missed, kind of a thing, right? Because keep in mind, like, I mean, we have the Sun generic card, but here we have the Devil, and here we have a Wheel of Fortune. So you might get ahead by using quote-unquote sneaky techniques or strategies, and it just like it's not going to feel that it's coming through naturally. It's not going to feel like a real connection. It is going to bother you a lot, and I really, when I say it, I really mean it. So these 2 cards mean that you really need to emotionally nourish yourself, that you really need to deal with even the others, demand it from the others, right? Just say, look, you know, I am in a self-care mode right now. Either I need you out of my life or I really need help. I can't be a caregiver at this stage. So that's going to be very interesting. Ooh, really interesting. So this is like really on your mind. Hello, Sally. Good to see you, madam. So let me just see. And you have Hermit. You are just, it's telling me that you need to find a wisdom on your own. So I guess it's linked to this one. It's telling me, okay, you know what? Let this percolate and circulate inside. And it's kind of really interesting. It's almost like he's usually carrying a lantern, but it almost like looks to me that is it the same for you guys? It's an hourglass of some sort, or even some kind of scroll. But I would just really say it's an hourglass. Look, it actually does have the shapes. And clearly, if it's a lamp, he wouldn't be holding it like down like this. So there is like some kind of like a knowledge of a sort that he is transferring. So maybe there's like something depending on you guys to kind of like reveal. Maybe you have a unique perspective that needs to be told and needs to be heard. So that's really important. So Barbie, fingers crossed, but keep in mind it might not be what you envisioned. it might kind of like take you for emotional spin. If nothing else, it may be just triggering trauma of a sort, and that kind of like really doesn't help. So you have Sally Libra moon, and I have original ascendant is Libra, and that can be all affecting here as well. So that was Libra. So guys, again, guess which one do you think it's next? Which one do you think it's next? So you get your card drawn. Let's see, what do we have left in here? Let's go with this one. So, which one? Which one? Well, we don't have, and I forgot to put a Aries stamp. Kind of like, you know, it was after Scorpio. Anybody? Gemini, Capricorn, Saggy. Good guesses, guys. Good guesses. This is. Oh, I'm going to do one more after this, and then no more guesses because you're coming down to this. Okay, so. Ta-da! We have Capricorn. Somebody did guess. Kelsey. Kelsey, you are on the roll today. Oh my God. Leading Yogi Aqua. We are going to the Aqua thing. We had the Aqua first. Going forward. Okay, so. It was Kelsey's time. Let's see. Hopefully it's going to be good. Leo was red at 42. You can go back to it. So Kelsey. Oh, you have the world. Okay, anything else? No, we didn't. So yes, we did Aquarius. It was first Knitting Yogi because of the birthday in Aquarius season, right? So we start with that. So Ace of Cups in the world. So Kelsey, like as bad as it was the last time, like this is now on the other side of the spectrum. So this talks about emotionally you are opening the new path and going into something. You're expecting everything and you're going to get everything. So that tells me there is a certain bravery, there is like certain emotional maturity that I'm seeing here, that you are not letting things to let you down. And in fact that you are kind of like pushing things forward of a sort. Hello from UK. So this kind of like is success that usually happens really, really quickly of some sort. So something emotional is going to really come true and you're going to be very, very happy about it. And also because it's a karma card, it means that there was like something in this life that you did really well and that's going to count on your way out, kind of a thing, right? Alrighty, so that means we are going into Capricorn, and I still have the old icon, so let me switch that. So Capricorn, thank you. So I need to put a stamp here. It's like so many admin things. I just need to train some. Did you guys see this dog that does yoga? I saw it somewhere on the internet. It was hilarious. Like he does sun salutations with his mommy. It was just gorgeous. So hi Charter. Hi Escaward. I still see you. So this would be Capricorn. You also have Ace of. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, Ace of Cups. We have the Karma card, Justice, and we have Four of Swords. So this talks about the beginning of something exciting and loving and something that can take a really, really serious turn very, very quickly. Justice showing up here. Somebody having like this triggering certain kind of like wish to settle down, to kind of like do this. It's going to be lots of things happening. However, I also see that some sacrifices will need to be made as a result. And it could be a turbulence resulting in all of it, because if you really add everything like 11, 12, 16, we actually end up with the Tower. And Tower talks about be careful how you build it. Maybe you're going to build it on a premise of emotions and you're going to neglect the details, because Justice always says that everybody has to be served. So that means even if it goes on one person, that your emotions need to be there, but also everything has to be right, the right time and right place, and people have to be candid and so on and so forth. So this is kind of like where things really, really start to matter. This is the card of kind of like feeling relief of a sort. So this is why it is a little bit confusing for me, but unless everything happens in such a short period of time, that there's like going forward and people feeling, oh my gosh, I'm so exhausted and tired with the process, it can be seen this way. But it also can be seen that certain things really work their way through and reach this final phase of this either balance or no balance, and then okay, I'm done, now I can relax. Something like this really happens. So that's interesting. Here my brother's daughter is also Capricorn. She's an alien in our family because nobody can understand her thing. Like, I mean, they're fire signs, I'm air sign, and her sister is an air sign, so it's just like, okay, just like looking at her like a species. But she kind of like has this very earthy attitude, and it's kind of like really beautiful to see it. So whenever I buy her presents, I always buy her presents in earth colors, or kind of like a typical tried and true kind of like, I mean, designs, and she's always happy. And my brother says, I live with her, I cannot guess this, and she always hates when I get it, and here you are, and that's really interesting. So let's see what is next. Okay, so I said we have 3, so it's going to be 1 more guess, and then when we get down to the last 2, no more guesses. So this is the last chance to get your card drawn. So guys, okay, here we have this last 3. Can you see them? Last 3. Let's shuffle them quite a bit. Can do it this way. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Let's grab this one. So we have 1 guess, Gemini. Anybody else guessing? Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Come on, come on, come on. Ikat is guessing Gemini and Sagittarius. Oh, well, you can't. Which one is it? I'm going to take the second one or the first one? Because you had 2 different ones, I'm going to only use the second one. Okay, I'm going to count to 10, and then to 10 I'm going to open it. So Ikat, I'm counting as a Sag. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, she changed it back to Gemini. That was very wise. Gemini, and she was the only guess. Okie dokie. Gemini. Gemini. So let's remove the one that we have currently. We do the Ikat. Again, congratulations. So, Ikat, let's get your card out. For Ikat. Ikat, you're getting a 7 of Pentacles. So this is really telling you that you need to, it's all good. First of all, it's a good and positive card. It's talking about like asking you for some kind of analysis, to look things from the inside and access things from the inside. And it's also asking to kind of like really get rid of stuff that really didn't work in a while. That talks about stuff, but it also talks about the stuff. So physical stuff. You need to let go of things in order for the other things to come in your life. So do the spring cleaning right now in the middle of the winter. Get rid of the stuff that you didn't use in a while. That is going to start giving you new openings and new opportunities. So that is going to be very important for you to know. So off you go. Very good. Very Virgo stuff. You're Virgo, that's right. And so you need to kind of like get it done, because your brain is going to start working properly as a result. Okay, so let me put your guys' Gemini thingy and the timestamp, and we can start. So Gemini. This was the last one for asking you to guess. Oh, you can guess, but I'm not going to check the cards. So Gemini, you have the sun jumping right through. Pisces next, then lucky last, not least. Sagittarius, look at it. Kylie's like, why do I have to wait? Oh my gosh, Gemini, you have it really good. There's a little bit of, I don't know, like, guys, is it just me? Like, is there a Gemini here? I don't know if I can call her a friend, but I mean, when she's there, she's really good, but she's mostly not there. She would not even reply to my texts for months. So I just don't really consider her really close friend as a result, right? And I even had conversations with her, and it was not only once it happened with Gemini, many times, the same thing all the time. And someone's like, and somebody else intrigues them and they just like drop you. And I told her, like, this is a really bad thing. What if it doesn't work out with his boyfriend and you're going to just burn all your friends? And then she started crying that she always does it to herself. It always ends up like that. Well, duh. You're 48 years old. Just kind of like, I'm not your mommy. I'm not going to make you like me, make you call me. If you don't want to do it, you don't do it, kind of a thing, right? But check it out what's happening. We have a 15 here. So this is the devilish side. And this is like this quicksilver that I always see in Gemini, always looking for something else kind of a thing, right? But it's all together again is coming to 16. There's like this brewing drama or something that is not being properly done. This is also the success at any cost card, right? But in this particular case, like, the kitty is oblivious of the fact that everybody else is hurt. They're going to come and regroup and maybe reunite, and then when they get you, they will get you. It's going to be pretty bad when they can restructure themselves. But for now, like, you're on the top. Victory, no less, is a victory, and that is kind of like really, really important, kind of like to really acknowledge. The sun is upright, which means something is being exposed, something is coming in the open, or you are really succeeding big times, right? But be careful, because this is bearing that you're succeeding on somebody's back. And maybe you don't care, maybe, it's a situation where somebody was doing this to you for such a long time, so if so it happens this way, maybe at a stage you're saying, I really don't care. Who cares? And off we go, kind of a thing. Sorry, I just like moved over there. Where is the border collie on my cards? I don't see border collies. I just see cats over here. So this is telling me that everything kind of like starts working well. Maybe because these two cards are speaking family to me so loudly, and kind of like who is a part of your family, and even the people within the family, sometimes I feel like you kind of like keep them isolated and you're not even sharing some maybe private thoughts about certain things yourself. But this is really telling me that everything is falling in order, everything is making sense, everything really goes in direction that it should be. So be careful not to be tempted with things, not to kind of like create too much, let's say, create issues that can come back and kind of like bite you. What I really mean in particular is like that somebody will accuse you that you're very selfish, that you're very self-absorbed, right? Because of this devil influence about it. Oh, you're just doing things just for yourself, just to benefit yourself. I'm almost like hearing those words for some reason. But nonetheless, I don't think the person is actually going to have any influence. And that's kind of like really interesting over here to see. So that's you, Gemini. Be careful, but pretty much careful or not careful, you're going to succeed. The only question is, are you going to succeed long term or short term, right? Because with this kind of a composition, what can happen is that, somebody just comes back, backstabs you, doesn't feel moral, doesn't feel that they have to kind of like fulfill any kind of moral obligations as a result. So Kylie, not wearing your glasses. What do you mean, pink glasses? I say everything is nicer. I look way more beautiful without my glasses as well. But isn't this lovely? Like when you get older, like that really, really helps. And then you put the glasses, like, holy shit, what happened to me? So we have Cancer, we have Sagittarius, and we have Pisces. What was this? That I was reading Gemini, yes. So actually we do have 3 left. So I didn't think like this. So I can still actually let you guess which one this is, because I was saying 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I was saying until the last 3. So you can still actually guess with this. So guys, go ahead. My bad, because Pisces, I didn't see that. Cancer, ECAT, you are on the roll. You got today. I'm going to have a little bit of cup of coffee. This is like my little kitty mug over here. Anybody else? Anybody else? Pisces? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, Sagittarius. Anybody else is going to put their hat in? I'm going to keep guessing Sagittarius again. Okay, somebody, Pisces. Kylie, congratulations. Kylie, let's, and it has the lid, the kitty mug, and the little paw that sticks out spoon. So Kylie, let's see what you get. You get 3 of Wands. You get Queen of Pentacles and you get a Hierophant. It is like you're looking in direction, like, I don't know. It could consider with some, I mean, I know you're in Australia, you're surrounded with water, and this is like what came to me right away, that maybe you're looking something outside of Australia. That was the very first thing that I was like really processing in my head. And this is also ships game kind of a thing, right? So friendships, relationships, kinships, partnerships that are really coming to play, and there's like something going on. But there's like somebody or somebody's marriage. This could be your mother's marriage. It could be your divorce. Somebody is divorcing. There's like some kind of like, could be a couple or could be a divorcee entering your life. I don't know if you're a divorcee of some sort, but this is really, really kind of like telling. Hierophant doesn't have to necessarily mean divorcee. It's kind of like really interesting. It really means unity when you really translate the original card. And Hierophant, as people in my cat school did learn, is basically a principle of morality that has been introduced to kind of like for this holy trinity. So you have a queen, you have the king, and then you have the Hierophant, kind of like the rulers of the society. So he was that one able to kind of like move the balance of the scales on the base of morality. And we live currently in the times that morality is not even important, and it's kind of probably good that the shaming really doesn't take place, even though this also can mean doing things in a very unorthodox manner, which kind of comes to the same way. It sometimes, like in modern times, can be also represented with yoga card, but it's reversed. So there's like something that is not reaching a full potential, and hence, as I said, it can mean so you have been never married, so this is not it. So this is not you. There is like somebody who is a divorcee. Maybe you're looking into somebody who is not going to get married, and I'm wondering, why is this important to you? I mean, I did say one card, but you have like, yeah, somebody's divorce, somebody's marriage is ending, and somehow that is going to be really important to you for your direction. So whoa, I really have to admit, these are really, really big messages. So we'll figure out what this is, unless you already know what that is really talking about, right? So you have guessed that, which one was this that I pulled out? I can't even remember. Pisces. So I have to see which one she won to really know. Let's put the Pisces here. Pisces. Let's put this down here. So Pisces. Oh, I put it down here, but I didn't. Oh, there it is. It showed up. It showed up. Cancer. What? Did it not? No, it was Pisces. No. Was this one? The last one? Am I losing it? No. If I read for Kylie, it must be Pisces. I don't even know where it is. Well, we will see. It will be strange if my memory doesn't work that way. They're not Australian. Thanks, Cat. Okay. That's why it is. But that marriage is not going to last. That Queen Pentacles reversed, that's maybe already just a marriage in a name or something. Or maybe the female is asking for divorce. That's something like that's happening. So, Pisces. Oh, this is your card coming through. This one also wants to come. Oh my God. I don't even want to draw the third card. Well, this is all came through. So you got the biggest reading of all. First of all, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana, Pisces. This is also talking about self-finality, and this finality is turning into the beginning of some sort. So this is really easy to interpret, right? Because there are some kind of goals that are kind of happening. You're really focused. Maybe you don't get everything, but you do get something out of it, and something from the past is resurfacing over here, and kind of like, and it's kind of like really making everybody happy. This, however, here is really way more interesting to me, especially because the major arcana. The only thing here is like warning you that not everything will really work out smoothly, and certain thing demanding, or that you think that might work out, is just, you know, never kind of like would be normalized of some sort, right? But here, what it basically really shows is that the moon can talk about unclear situation of a sort, but you guys live in that world. To you, dwelling in this world is really interesting, because also what is really interesting to me, if you remember, the Tower card also has these rays that are coming through, but in this card we have both moon and the sun, if you wish, so it's kind of hard to determine what is going on. It's clearly we're talking a conscious and self-conscious, subconscious thing, and the whole thing is like that we are all focusing on the wrong things, that we really need to go in a completely different direction. And direction is like the one in patience and strength of the sword, and kind of like kindness also is really needed. And I really think if you're drawing this card and this card right after that, like these are two karma cards in a row, something is really, really happening. So I don't know if this is a legal process or this is just simply balancing the scale. You are winning on all accounts. You might be involved with Sagittarius, Gemini, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo. This could be prominent signs, or you also see very, very prominent fire here as well. This is Libra. But again, this card to me is like much more than Libra. It's kind of like talking about this universal balance and addressing certain things why you came in this 3-dimension to really work on, which is now fulfilling, which is now materializing, which is now happening. So something will be happening to you within the month of February that is going to be so crucial, that is going to almost like give you a new start in life, new beginning, new hope. It's going to feel really good. It's going to be just a small letdown, but I would not let this bothering me, because everything else is so great. You're going to feel like you have wings. You're going to feel like you can fly. And this really tells me that's probably happened after some time of feeling down, after some time of exhaustion possibly. And that is very important to kind of like realize. Do we have any Pisces here? I'm a cuspy Pisces, but more Aquarius than Pisces as well. So, okay, so we are in the final stretch, guys, going through, and I'm going to tell you something that I really hope is not going to end up serious, but I'll be transparent with you about something. So let's do this. Oh, we only have one left. Why do I have 2 left here? What is, oh, that's why I did say the last time I'm going to put Sagittarius, and I didn't put Sagittarius. Now I remember, and if I don't do it now, my apologies to everybody who was guessing Sagittarius, because you were not even in the running. Okay, so I need to put, so I just started this document so I don't forget to do that, and that's what's going to happen. So we know who this is. This is Cancer. No, so I'm missing Cancer then, not Sagittarius. Okay, my apologies to Cancers and to everybody who was guessing Cancers. That's so weird that one of them just went missing. So Cancer, let's put your little icon over here. Put your timestamp here. And there I thought like I was counting them as we went along. It's almost like feel like something is slipping through my fingers. I'm not focused enough. So let's see. Hi, Lynn. It was Sagittarius and Cancer. Okay, that's nice, Lynn. So, Saggies, you have a Six of Pentacles, you have Hermit, you have the Empress. Oh, there are actually 5. You have, I don't know if the 5 will fit here, 8 of Wands and Ace of Swords. This is all actually extremely lovely, given that you have 2 majors and you have a karma card in the 5 card spread. It's like freaking amazing. First of all, this can talk about children or things resurfacing from the past to something that you have dealt with already. Maybe at this stage you are like reacting to it differently. Maybe it's a different wisdom. Maybe you are even keeping your mouth shut because it doesn't matter. You just like felt maybe you said certain same things over and over again. At this stage you are just, ugh, I don't even want to kind of bother state, and you kind of like really don't want to figure out. You're putting yourself on a pedestal, and you're kind of like reformatting this entire situation that you're at, because this simply means, look, this also tells me it could be somebody who struggled, who is now comfortable. So there is going to be the shift of a sort. Or maybe it's just simply being cherishing things differently, and looking at things differently, and looking like, hey, what I have is more important, because some people just cannot buy what they have, kind of a thing, right? So which is material versus emotional kind of fulfillment over here that I see. But this talks about a love coming through of a sort, right? This talks about, look at this, it's a full moon, so it's happening now, or it's going to happen in 28 days. So keep this in mind. And it's really talking about cutting through, victory, things getting complete clarity. And I do feel this for you is going to happen just a few days after the end of Mercury retrograde, around the 8th of February, 8th or 9th. And this is like when you're going to see a major breakthrough of a sort. So in the meantime, make sure you nourish yourself, make sure you do a meditation or yoga or something, as this is really highly stressed out. And also I would advise to kind of like really try to see things from somebody else's shoes and from their perspective, and how, you know, just like observe it, be an observer, and that is going to really serve you well in the future, because something is just going to start moving and reacting better for you as a result in the future. So that's freaking awesome. So I really, really hope this helped. So let me shuffle this, and now we are on Cancers, and I promise right after this live reading I'll be making the new one, so these guys are staying out, because I'll see if I can find Cancer, but I guess I can use the fresh ones. I don't like to make them during Mercury retrograde, but it is what it is, right? So let's do this now. Cancer, I need to put you on the cutie little things with coming through it. I found on YouTube talking about Cancer. The guy adopted a lobster. He basically purchased him in a shopping. Jesus, I cannot talk about supermarket, right? And he had his claws tied on, so he, like, usually when they do that, they're like damaged for life. You can throw them back in the ocean, they just die because they cannot fend for themselves. But this guy kind of like really worked on his musculature stuff. Take a look at it. His name is Leon, Lobster Leon, on YouTube. It's really interesting. It's kind of like amazing how you can bond with any living being. So it is so beautiful. Alrighty, so in Sagittarius, I didn't put your, no, this is Sagittarius, and let's put a Cancer. And here we go. Here we go. Oh, your card is coming through. Really interesting. C'est très intéressant. So I have to work on my accent in French. I didn't do it when I studied English, so I'm trying to do it in French. It's almost impossible, given that everybody here speaks with a different accent from Parisian anyway, so looks like everybody's going to have some form of the accent. It is the Icon's cat. Oh, I see. Cute. Um, I know it's he's under the mailing box, right, etc. So, alrighty. So let's see. Ace of Swords, victory, temperance. Like anything freaking can happen. So, this is the high level of human development. I really have to tell you what I see here. You can do anything that you want. So you literally have the key of the planet, key of the universe in your hand. So what you do is say, you know what? I'm just going to observe. I want to see what people do. You really are student of the mankind over here. You kind of like sacrifice yourself for the greater good, for something really bigger, for understanding of the things. You are kind of like really seeing how all of these little kind of like things, elements come into place. And that can only very, very highly developed soul can do it, right? This is Cancer. We just did Sagittarius, my dear. So Sagittarius just passed. So this is Cancer. So, sorry Barbie, that's, am I losing it or am I not losing it? I think this is it. Oh, it don't make sense in that reading. Am I losing it, guys? What, didn't we just have Sagittarius before that? I just keep having it. I'm pretty sure I opened Sagittarius and I said I'm missing Cancer. What happened? There it is. Like now he's fighting for a dogo. So this guy, the Hangman, is another god figure that comes through in tarot cards, right? The Hangman always tells us about some kind of suspension. It's kind of like a good thing because understanding what makes other people stick around us, especially if they're our loved ones, is basically giving us greater ability to connect, a greater ability for them to open up to us. The more they open up to us, the more that vulnerability happens, right? It really, really happened, right? Sagittarius was at 148.14, guys. So it was just one penultimate one. So this to me is a really, really good news. Like, I mean, this is your card. You're being yourself. And isn't this the ultimate that you can really express certain things in that way? Coming through, cutting through, maybe getting rid of certain kind of like bad habits of your own, but certainly kind of like cutting through the weeds outside. And then using this all for the higher purpose, for the much kind of like better things. So, and kind of like this is what happens. So, sorry guys for me not changing the things because I have to go in a different program and then I have to wait 2 minutes for this to show. Then I have to go to timestamp, so it's a little bit confusing on my end when this happens. So we are going to do doors number 2, and sorry, I guess this is where it is. I did forget, but maybe you can go through it again when I put the timestamps, because that's why I'm doing those little icons for the people who come and watch it later, because at least they can click through it and see the icon until I post the pins, which I'm trying to do as soon as possible, kind of like in the thing. So let's do it now one more time that we check, and I need a new and I'm going to write myself this as well. And I don't know where was my old, because I cleaned my computer and this desktop is also not working properly. It's like just a living hell. I cannot restart it. I mean, I can restart it. It's just going to take 6 to 8 hours for it to restart. So there is like some damage somewhere. So that's what I was fretting in the morning. Oh no, what is up? It's going to do forever. So think about the question, guys, that you want to have. And I'm going to use Visconti at this stage. I'm going to do even the strict card inside. So let's do it. And guys, please, yes, click like. Why is this dashboard not giving me any click like? It was 150 people today on the chat. Do you know that? Coming in and out. So that's actually not bad. So 12, like 13 people in the chat currently, but overall I'm just seeing that here showing. So let's see. This one is for the left. This one is for the middle. Actually, I can even show you what I'm doing, because I'm doing them from this side, and I guess this one wants to stay here. So I'm going to put here the cards. So let's see what you guys wished. So yeah, Sagittarius was done at 140 sorry, 128.15. That's for Sagittarius was done. So we have the star reversed. This really talks about you are really on the wrong path. Do not follow this path, right? Because this really talks about, hey, you know what? Kind of like follow your star, like believe, trust, be optimistic. But then it reverses. It doesn't necessarily have to be the opposite when it reverses, but clearly you're tapping in the dark over here. There is like no bread there, as they call it, right? Don't even try to progress in that direction. So this is really important to really acknowledge. It might be successful, but it's going to sooner or later reach a dead end. The card number 2 is El Papa, Le Pape. So this is the Hierophant over here showing, and it is reversed. So again, it's talking about something that cannot be reached in a classical way of reaching things. So if you're, oh my gosh, Tiger actually go and jumped on the bed. Usually he doesn't do that. This is actually adorable. Let me see if I can from here take a picture. I can show you what I see from my standpoint here. How cutie. So Hierophant really talks about something unconventional. Hierophant will say, okay, you know, marriage is not, or marriage is an issue, or marriage is not an object here. Like you kind of like don't want to go in that direction. So look at him. Look at him, what he did it here. That's when my door crack open, and that's when I see my baby looking at me, kind of like monitoring me. Isn't this adorable? Kind of look how he does it. So what I see here, guys, what I would say, if you really want something to be done in a classical way, this is going to be a no. But if you're willing to work with kind of like different possibility or different direction, then it could be yes. And that is very, very important, right? So, Kylie, I guess Pisces then got a quick reading. Not the Sag reading, cat. Was this Pisces? But Pisces was, what, 137.45. Guys, I have stamps here. I do kind of like, I kept it. I just put the one wrong stamp for Gemini, which was actually read later. But Pisces was 137. So, I don't know. I will check. It might be me. It's possible, but hey. And then the last, door number 3, who got it? This is like success. Being on the top of the world, this goes. Anything you do, like wrong or good, is going to end up being in a proper direction. So did I not read Sagittarius, guys? I'm pretty sure Sagittarius was in this pile, but maybe, oh, maybe I didn't do. No, I did do Sagittarius reading. I remember that it was Temperance that came through. I kind of like have this really, really clear, or something like that. If I didn't, ouch, then they're going to get extra large reading the next time, or I'm going to post cards on my community thing. I'm going to check into that, guys, for sure. So anyways, I also want to share something with you, which is really private, and you know, I generally don't like to share unnecessary private details, kind of a thing. But I did have some kind of like issues with my, and sorry about talking about the feminine issues for all guys, with my period lately, and I don't know how it is anywhere else, but here it's like really difficult to even find, and I also gain weight, and I'm not able to shed this weight, and I lose a little bit, but then I just stagnate, and that kind of like doesn't help. So clearly it was pointing to some kind of hormonal issues, right? So I was trying to get an appointment with a specialist, and even back in Ontario. So then I move, and actually they still didn't call me back, and it was like 2 years wait, which is ridiculous. It's really making me think that we need a dual system. So when I came here in New Brunswick, I requested the appointment here, which it did arrive. I had to go through a doctor, and she had to refer me. So the bad news is, like, she left a message for me, hey, you're going to see such and such a person on such and such a date. And no, sorry, she didn't say the person. She said this date, this place. So I'm thinking like, okay, so which doctor am I supposed to see? I'm a little bit confused because hospital is usually a big place. And she left the phone number. So this was the third information. So I went back to check that message and I erased it again, Mercury retrograde. But luckily I did have the phone number written down. So I'm Googling this phone number. And the phone number comes back as oncology department. So I'm actually being referred to oncology department, which freaked the hell out of me. I was completely out of myself for a couple of days. And so then I went to this appointment and kind of like they just asked me lots of questions. They're sending me to ultrasound and we are going to go and see from there. So that's kind of like I'm just letting you know where it is. If something happens, I might need to take some time to kind of like reconfigure, but hopefully it's just something that can be probably help with some estrogen treatment or something like that. Okay, so Irish Tornado, can we ask a question? We actually had twice doors, which is kind of like where you ask a question. So if you maybe can the next time, and the next time is February, I believe 5th. That's right, it's February 5th. Just come on time, and that way you'll be able to participate through all these questions and get it something for you. Thank you, ECAT. So whatever it is, I really hope this can be addressed. I hope it can be dealt with once for all. It will be great. I just really didn't want to self-administer anything, and we will see what they say. Fingers crossed. So. Irish, actually you can actually just go back with this red bar on the bottom to 137.40, sorry, 153.30, and you're going to be able to kind of like ask yourself, do you want a left door, center door number 1, 2, or 3, and that way you're going to the answer. Yeah, I really hope it's not serious. It really didn't help that my mom had breast cancer, and it's kind of weird because I was all the questions, like everything is great. I didn't have any medical issues. Let me knock it 3 times, ever. And then they started to do the family questions, yes, dad had issues, mom had issues, oh shit, this is the stuff you inherit, and kind of like what we give to our kids without even realizing. So everything is going to work out. I'm going to be letting you know when I kind of like have the second appointment, and that's not going to happen anytime soon. I think they're going to call me to set an appointment, and then it will take about 2 weeks after that I meet with the specialist to tell me what really happened. So that's it, guys, for me. I'll see you on the 5th. Everybody go out, enjoy. It's like minus 33 here. So I am not going anywhere. I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to watch a movie. I started Ozark season 4 last night, which I loved where it was going on, and I probably was going to be binge watching. And after that, it's going to be cooking the supper and just kind of like tucking myself in. So I love you all, and it was fun. I'm so sorry for the confusion. I'll work on fixing my microphone for the next time. At least we know what creates this kind of like feedback, and this is not going to happen. Thank you, guys. I didn't change the item. I did. You know what? We Aquarians, we are known to be a little bit absent-minded, and I always kind of like give people, just think of me. My hair is never kind of tamed. It's like, think of me like Einstein. It's kind of like want to give myself that kind of like thing. But yeah, let's think all positive. I don't need anybody to pray for me. It's just the way it is. I'm going to put myself in the hands of science, and we're going to go from there. So just let's all think collectively positive. So sorry about the microphone, sorry about everything, but I'm so glad I have such a wonderful crowd over here. So next time, I tried this time and everybody ignored me, but next time I'm not going to allow to be ignored. So I'm going to start have a question, kind of like what you guys do for fun. So just like think about it for the next time, so we can kind of like get to know each other better. Love you, love you, love you. Let's play a little bit of, actually, I don't know if I can play the music if I don't have the, yes, I can't when I have the volume down, but then again, it's not going to start screaming in your face, so that's going to help. So I'm just going to end stream instead, and so we are going to see you next time, and all for